So I just thought this would be super cool to show off and talk about. So first of all, this is not my AI model. This is by Asari AI, and it's called Lorenz. It's the Lorenz AI model, and it's put up by a gentleman named Ivan. I'll let him explain the model further, and he can introduce himself in any way if he wants to or he would like to. But so this is overall his project. But what this highlights is a big thing that people talk about, and they always say, is that AI models are like next token predictors, right? Like all they're doing is predicting the next token in the sequence, and like that couldn't be further from the truth. Those people, when they say that, to me, it shows that they don't understand what they're talking about when it comes to AI models overall. and with that, I want to say like this is interesting as well too. Like so, how I met Ivan, right, is like Ivan's one of those people where he said like he off the top, he was like, I don't know a lot about AI models, and that's his first introduction, and he's just learning AI overall, and then I dive more into it and get into it, and then he's very heavy into computer science and a lot of aspects around that, right? And then so when he says that he doesn't know AI overall, that's very true, but I can talk to him about these things on a much deeper level and on a far deeper level than I can on that person, like especially on that person that says that they're an expert and they know that it's only like generating the next token. I can it's just highlighting that overall, but diving into this, what we're looking at here to me is it's the coolest thing ever, right? And then so essentially we have the prompt, and the prompt is what is the sun? And then the inference is the sun is a star located at the center of our solar system. It's a nearly perfect sphere of hot plasma with internal convective motion that generates a magnetic field via a dynamo process. Here are some key points about, and then it stops there. And then so this inference is of the very last layer of the Phi 3 mini 4K model. And then so let's say that Phi 3 is 8 layers, right? Remember, this could be happening 8 times. So this would be happening 8 times, and you'd have eight different sequences of this. And then each layer would be different than this, right? So overlap. This is the very final layer. But so this is tapping into the very final layer of Phi 3's brain when it makes this token sequence essentially, and then so this is how it makes that token sequence, and then so rather than just going through and like it's just generating the next token in the sequence, right? You can see like this kind of like roller coaster ride that occurs. Like think of this roller coaster going all throughout the neural network, right? Like, and it's just bing, bing, and then picking up different tokens from like different parts of the neural network, bing, bing, and then like different parts as it rotates back through. Maybe it grabs this one, and it's going through like not quite close enough to the one that it needs. It goes through another pass and gets closer, etc. Right? That is what is occurring. Not like that's a far different process than it's just going through and generating the tokens in the next layer, right? Like, or the next sequence. This is far more complex than that overall, and far more cool overall to me. I don't know. This is just looking at this, and it's truly amazing. Think of each one of these individual dots that's picking up, like this is these are the tokens, right? So like this would be the sun. Is a star located and this is how it's going around picking out those tokens, right? And then it's these are the ones where it goes from, and then we can see, and when we go through and we infer from the anthropic and what you can see within that, and then how that maps out, and you see that kind of different concepts are at different points in different layers of the neural network. This makes total sense then, right? Because it's grabbing from as it's going on this roller coaster ride, it's going through different parts of its neural network. So it starts with and then it goes up over here, and then maybe over here, this is representative of you have universe and star and planets that are associated close by here, and then so it grabs solar system, right? Star is a star, and really close by here we're pinging. We want solar system is also, so star and solar system, and then we're going to pick up dynamo maybe from this process as well, and then maybe like all our physics. I'm just making this up as I'm going along. Like this cluster maybe is because these are concepts that are very closely related in the model's neural network as it goes through, right? But you can see it's picking out from these different layers, like these really cool different layers. And then just highlighting and referring kind of how this process works, and then how this differs from what I think how your brain works overall, is that remember what happens within the model as this goes on is that this is a forward and a backwards process, right? So back propagation is very important to these models, and back propagation is definitely something that doesn't occur in your brain. And then so what will happen is this will make imagine again this is a roller coaster ride, and then so let's say that we start at the left hand side of the roller coaster, and then we go through, and then it ends. You can see where it ends. If you're looking at like kind of the grid, in like the middle edge of end of the grid, right above that, you can see kind of like an end point, like there's a dot where it ends, right? So let's say we go through and then it ends, and then back propagation would be like going back through that same, like all the looping, and then we just loop back like through that same process, right? Like we're just going to go back through the roller coaster back, and then we're going to end up back on that left hand side. So forward and backward, and a forward and backward path is what gets us all of these tokens, and then we're going to do this 7 more times than what's pictured here. So this is just one of the layers, right? We're going to go through that 8 times. This is like the very last. This is the very end of the roller coaster. Think of like this happening like and a lot of these loops are far more chaotic that are occurring before this point, right? Like so, this is just the very last point. And then this is just with the Phi-3 model. So then with like a more complex model, this gets more complex, more roller coaster loops as well. And then you could have more layers. Like you could have like 16 of these or 32 of these, like it could be more and more and more. And then so that just, you can increase the complexity of the roller coaster. But so bottom line, like next time someone says, oh, it's just tagging and going through the next tokens and sequence, you can clearly see it's not. Like we're getting to the point now, like Anthropic, OpenAI, they're not the only ones that can do this, right? It's pretty easy now at this point to we can start getting into the inside of what this is looking like. And this isn't like full visualization, right? This still doesn't tell you again, like what exactly these layers are representing, because that would be the cool next point within this, and that's what we're working on is the next point within this, but we're getting there. But just highlighting that this isn't just the domain of those big guys, and then so like anything that you can do, we can do better, just highlighting it and showcasing that and pointing that out. So if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.